I don't think I have anything like sticks out. I mean, there's nothing that I think about that's like, oh, that was really bad. I mean, obviously when you're 21 and a girl that's having Valentine's Day by themselves when you're 21 is like the worst Valentine's Day ever. But when you get to in your 30s, you just don't give a shit anymore.
Well, this day has brought me heartache.
Back in my single years, which is really one big blur, I was dating this one guy who I really, really liked, I was very attracted to, and he invited me over to his apartment on Valentine's Day.
My worst ones is just when I'm alone and I do the lonely thing of going to like a strip club.
Listen, this is the way women think. You invite us on Valentine's Day or want to be with us on Valentine's Day, we assume you're going to have all the Valentine's Day festivities. Maybe flowers, a little chocolate, dinner or something.
I actually knew a stripper for a while and I liked her. I actually gave her flowers and you could just see guys' reactions looking at you like there's a lonely guy who's desperate enough to give a stripper flowers.
No food. No, not even a Triscuit. Nothing. It was the weirdest thing.
I was sweet in my heart, but I was stupid in my mind the way guys were looking at me.
We had sex, but other than that.
So I like doing romantic things. My boyfriend is very practical. So of course I'm thinking I'm gonna get this really nice Valentine's Day gift, and he comes over with a copy machine.
For Valentine's Day, Liz, we're gonna go to Boston Market. And I was like, I love Boston Market. Bring on the chicken.
And I said, well, this is really nice, but this is not, you know, like very romantic. And he goes, well, I think it's very romantic. I go, how? He goes, because I'm helping you with your business.
So we go to Boston Market. I was like all set to have Boston Market on Valentine's Day. And then he's like, you passed the test. We're going, I don't remember where, somewhere that was more expensive than Boston Market. But I was like, I guess I get it, but this is the weirdest thing that you could ever have done.
It'd be a lot more romantic if you took like maybe a couple $100 put in that copy machine and real money would come out.
I would rather have Boston Market.
And so I'd like to say that I broke up with him, but unfortunately, or fortunately, I'm with him 15 years later. We're still not married because I haven't decided whether I, really like him.
I was bartending at a bar downtown. Everybody in the restaurant knew that the chef had a massive crush on me. Also, I had a boyfriend who was in the restaurant sitting at the bar.
We were in the city and she lives in Westchester. Are you gonna be okay to drive this, to drive like that? You had a couple of drinks? And she's like, oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. Because I have my stones. She reaches into her pocket and she pulls out like these crystals.
The chef that liked me had a limo coming to pick me up with him to take us out on the town. Also add to this 24 long stem roses that were sitting right on the bar with my name on it. So when my boyfriend came in, that was an issue.
Right there was a lot of red flags. There's a lot of red flags. And I understand maybe even if you believed in Jesus, but she believes in crystals.
And then the limo came, and everybody was expecting me to get into a limo with this guy from the back of the restaurant while my boyfriend was sitting at the front door.
She gets pulled over, calls me, got the chance to meet up with her, and the cops, at that point, he was thinking of maybe letting her come home with me and leaving the car there. But then she came out of the car and told him that it was okay because she had crystals. The cop at that point decided to just say, no, I'm not gonna let her go home with you, I'm taking her in.
The chef got in the limo by himself and went out on the town, and my boyfriend took the 24 long stem roses and smashed every single one on every meter that we passed, so I had 24 stems.
After that, it didn't work out. That's just like maybe the third date. I can imagine what's to come.
I'm a comic, so every Valentine's Day sucks. I don't remember, I don't know.
My wife and I had been dating for a while and we were talking about marriage and everything. So we had gone through all the motions, but we hadn't actually hey, will you marry me?
I'm in the process of a divorce, so I can't remember anything good about any relationship at this point, okay?
I kind of put together this half-ass sort of thing. We go for this midnight picnic, and it was gonna be great. It was gonna be romantic with wine and candles, all romantic.
I'm just checking online to see what my shit is going through.
While we were out there, the temperature drops 20 degrees, and all of a sudden there's a wind blowing, and all this precipitation and rain and snow, and so we take this picnic blanket and we're covering ourselves with it, trying to sip a little wine, have some cheese, and make the best of it. And I say hey, so will you marry me? And she goes, if this is really it, you better get down on one knee. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, I'll do that.
As soon as I get a divorce, oh, I'm gonna have some good Valentine's Day stories for you, okay?
So when it comes to Valentine's Day, when you're a dateless wonder, it's different. When I first started stand-up, I took a Valentine's Day gig at a gay leather bar, which I thought would be perfect.
The only special thing about my Valentine's really memorable thing is that I worked in a haunted house for 2 seasons in a row, and part of their thing was doing bloody Valentine's Days.
And I was new at stand-up and I wasn't actually good. So I went in, there's a sea of people, it's this tight. There's so many people in there, every single one of them. I was standing to the side going, what the hell am I gonna do? And I thought, what would these people like to see the least in the entire universe? So I walked on stage and said, of course I know what you're thinking. Oh, good. There is a stripper.
So for 2 Valentine's Days in a row, I worked in a haunted house, scaring the shit out of people, and it was hilarious.
That got a really big laugh. And then the next time I was at a regular club, I thought I'd try it again. Distressingly enough, it still worked.
Hi, I'm Tracy Jane. I played Jade on Living in Exile. If you had fun watching this video, please hit me with a like and a subscribe.